Certainly, citizens need to get more engaged in government. I agree with you 100%. Government is trying to do too much. And what worries me a little bit, that's just one more task for government, is to get us all together and say, please go away now. I mean, things like a healthy economy, which people want, what has this to do with government? Why should this be the affair of government at all? We're the ones who need to work hard and creatively, treat our employees and our customers properly. Why should government have to take 10 minutes to talk to us?
I wouldn't say it is one more task. I would say it's doing a task differently. It's leadership. It's leadership and it's engaging the public. And government has always engaged the public. And government has always engaged the public in dialogue. I think what we need to do is understand how we conduct that dialogue, and we need to change the way we do it. I think there's a problem, I guess I'd say, that's way worse now than it ever was. And it's just part of the changing times in the world we live in. And in a word, it's what I call complexity. Is I think it was a lot easier to sort out roles and responsibilities, and probably our expectations with respect to public goals weren't the same as they are now. So if we look at something today like saying we need a well-skilled labor force in order to adjust to the 21st century and to prosper, and I think we probably all agree that we do, what we need to get a well-skilled labor force is far more complex than it was 100 years ago or 50 years ago. And I think the distinction of tasks is a lot different. The biggest challenge we face in areas like that is how do we actually take all of the players who are involved in that, and that's going to be community colleges, universities, labor unions, the business community, governments. Ideally, you want these organizations working together somehow to produce the outcome of a more skilled labor force.
Even when it comes to building a skilled workforce, businesses and community colleges should be talking directly to one another. There shouldn't be a process that takes you up to Dalton McGuinty here in Ontario, or the Premier or somebody else in any other province, and then back down. Government should just say, hey, you work it out, you know what you need.
Well, I'd say I'd split that in the middle, as I don't think Dalton McGuinty or the government has to be at every discussion that there is. But I think what does happen, and this is part of the leadership, is government is a powerful convener. That is to say, if the stakeholders, and let's stay with our example of a skilled workforce, if you need the stakeholders to have a discussion to get the outcome you want, government is well positioned to get them together to start the conversation. Whether that conversation sometimes continues off on a sidetrack with some of the stakeholders getting together, ideally it will. I don't think government should be there all the time, but I think we need it oftentimes to bring people together to get the process started.